Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law, and through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and also a short trading lesson at the end, so please stay tuned. In the previous video we did a stock update for ticker symbol LKCO, Lukeong Technology, and this is a stock that I did reinvest in. And if you see on the screen here, my buy price was around $1.88, and I think this was a good stock to invest in below $2. And as you can see on the Friday, it's made an excellent recovery, closing up in excess of 13% at $2.14. The other stock that we looked at was ticker symbol ABML, and ABML also, if you look on the screen, at one point was up in excess of $2.11. However, it's still closed up in the green at $1.98, and I think long term the signs are very, very good for American Battery Metals, and this is a stock that we're going to look at today in today's video as well. Before we look at that, let's have a look at the other stock that I featured in the previous video. The next stock I'd like to do a quick update on is ticker symbol BCTX, Buy Sell Therapeutics. This is a stock that I first brought to the members of the Patreon through the Discord, so they were first notified of this. There was an opportunity for Patreon members and people who I shared this stock with to initially invest this around about $4.64 when we had a good dip on the Wednesday and the Thursday. I have also invested in this stock just so the recommended buy price was below $5, so I managed to invest in this at $4.93, and this was also featured in a video previously this week, so please refer back to that. So congratulations to anybody who invested in this stock. I am quite bullish about this. So this is ticker symbol BCTX, Buy Sell Therapeutics. On the Friday this was up in excess of 17%, closing at $5.60. so on my initial investment, I'm already up just in excess of 12%, and anybody who managed to catch this at $4.64 on the Wednesday and Thursday will be up well in excess of 12%. Details of the Patreon are in the channel description below, so please have a look at considering membership there. In today's video, I'm going to be doing updates for two stocks. One is ticker symbol ABML, a stock that has been featured a few times on this channel, so there is a significant update there that I need to bring to your attention. And the other stock that I want to feature in this channel is MMAT, which I'm going to be talking about shortly. So let's start first of all by having a look at the recent development which was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers yesterday. And this was with regard to an S-8 form that was issued by the company. So let's have a look at this details of this form. On the screen you'll be able to see a copy of this form in terms of just a small screenshot of the key area that I want to talk about, and that is with regard to the number of shares beneficially owned prior to the offering. So on the left hand side we have the names of the shareholders, which are the key management team of American Battery Metals. Looking at Douglas Cole, David Batstone, we've also got Douglas McClellan, and more importantly we have Ryan Meltzer. So we can see here how much each of these individuals own in terms of shares. The biggest shareholder is Douglas Cole. He has it well in excess of 15 million shares. The Tesla man is Ryan Meltzer. He has in excess of 11 million shares. And then we have William Hunter, who has in excess of 9 million shares. So as far as I'm concerned, this is a very positive bullish signal. These shareholders are holding significant amount of shares, so it's a strong sign of their confidence in the company. However, there were a few concerns raised with regard to this form. If you look at what it seems to be implying in the second column is number of shares offered hereby. So what that basically is indicating, or it seems to be indicating, that these are the shares that they are selling. However, what I am pleased to clarify that is not the case. Initially, when this was brought to my attention by one of the subscribers, I did say to him I'll get back to him later and investigate this. However, there is a lot of small print to read through this S-8 form, so it takes a bit of time. However, I have found the important section in here, so I'm going to share that with you now. So you may not be able to see the text on the screen, so I'm going to summarize that for you as it is quite small. So first of all, I'm focusing on the second sentence on the screen, and I'll just read this out. And it's basically saying, we do not know how long the selling shareholders will hold the shares before selling them, or how many shares they will sell. So that's a very important sentence, and that basically, as far as I'm concerned, does clarify the situation very, very clearly. It goes on to say the shares of common stock offered by the prospectus may be offered from time to time by the selling shareholders listed below. So first of all, just a bit of reassurance to everybody. Douglas is not selling his shares. Ryan is not selling his shares. None of the this document does not basically say they are selling their shares. So this is just a legal required document, and on this document it's just stipulating that they may sell their shares in the future, and this is just a declaration form to confirm that. So the final thing I think I'm going to say on this speculation is, first of all, the company is on the verge of building a factory. They're on the verge of uplisting to NASDAQ. They're on the verge of obviously starting construction. In terms of the future is very, very bright. And what we're looking at here is a form that is legally required. So it's not a case of, first of all, I can confirm that this does not mean they are selling their shares right now. So the management are staying. The confidence in the stock and the business will remain, and it is good news, because if you think about it from a common sense point of view, the company share price is not currently at an all-time high, so it doesn't make good sense to sell. They have just received approval from Fernley. They're on the verge of NASDAQ construction. There's a huge demand for lithium in the future, so it's certainly not good business sense to sell. And according to the document, that has probably been misinterpreted by a few people in terms of thinking they're all jumping ship. So the good news is none of them are jumping ship. It's just a legal form that is required under rule section, I'll just confirm this, 144/E of the Securities Act. So I hope that clarifies that, and as investors of ABML, this is still good news. The next part of the video I want to focus on ticker symbol MMAT, Meta Materials, and I think what I will start by saying is that I'm not happy. I don't think anybody is happy, and I think what I will say is that MMAT is under attack. So I did sell some of my shares in MMAT on the Wednesday to invest in my new penny stock. However, I'm still holding a small proportion of MMAT, and this, if you look at here, for the first time since I've been holding this stock, I am now in the red. So previously, as I had a very low average price, around about initially $2.69. So on the Friday we saw a savage day in the market. It went down in excess of 16.96%, closing at $4.75. So on the small amount of shares that I am now holding, I'm now 10% down. So if I'm 10% down, I think the vast majority of investors will be well in excess of 50% down, especially people who invested just prior to merger or at the merger news. So let's have a look at reasons for this and what's happening. So in order to explain what's happening, I think it is good to share a post here from PRG Surfer, who's posted under MMAT. Here we are under attack on Reddit. So he's basically saying the stock is under attack from the hedge funds. I think I do agree with him to a certain extent. The MMAT management, I'm sure you're all aware of my concerns with regard to George, which were featured in the previous video. So not great in terms of the company providing significant PR news to help the stock, but let's have a look at what this post is basically stating. So the key message of the post is hold on for dear life. The stock and the business is unique. George has confirmed it is the only metamaterials company on the NASDAQ. It's also confirmed that they're operating in a huge amount of dynamic and forward-looking technological areas, from medicine, from aerospace, from EV technology. So the future is certainly bright, the future is certainly positive. However, the stock is under very significant attack, where many of the investors are bleeding, many of the investors are down very, very significantly. Now, again, for the first time, including myself, I'm now in the red, although I have managed to sell a significant portion of my shares. I'm still holding some of them. So the message here is hold on for dear life. The hedge funds are using all sorts of negative messages. These negative messages are being shared on StockTwix, they're being shared on Facebook, they're being shared on Reddit, and what's happening is they're causing panic selling. So it's not a case of the news about the company is bad. The case is, well, obviously, you know, let's create fear, let's get people to sell. So I'm still holding a significant an amount of shares in MMAT, and I think long term the stock is going to still recover. However, times are very, very difficult now. Let's now focus on a little bit of good news now. So the good news is many investors are now starting to receive their preference shares. So there's confirmation here that people through Robinhood are starting to see the preference shares. So there's a screenshot here from Robinhood. And again, there's a letter here from Webull, and from Webull I've also confirmed within the next 2 to 4 business working days, people will be receiving their preferred A shares for MMAT as well. However, for trading 2-on-2, I've still not heard any confirmation, but it's not something that I'm worried about, and I think the shares will certainly be on the way, probably by the end of this upcoming week now. What I'd like to do now is finish off by maybe having a look at a little bit of more positive news. So first of all, I'm going to give a shout out here to KrebsBA2, and he's tweeted another possible catalyst for MMAT. Just confirmation at 2:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Meta Materials will be making a presentation July the 15th, Thursday. So let's put this date in our diary. Hopefully the company can present us with some more positive catalysts, and we're going to get some more positive momentum going up for the stock. It's now time for lesson of the day. In the previous lesson we looked at dangers of panic selling. Today we're going to focusing on the benefits of holding shares in the long term. So let's have a look at the benefits of holding shares on the long term. So this may surprise many people, but there was a study conducted by Fidelity, and this study from Fidelity covered the period 2003 to 2013, or a 10-year period, and it looked at which accounts were the best performing. And you may be surprised to find that the accounts that were performing number one in terms of the best accounts were actually from people who were deceased. So basically people who died just left the shares there, and they were the number one performing stocks. Now you might now be thinking, well, okay, what was the second best performing stocks and accounts? These were for people who had just forgotten to log in and check their account in terms of buying and selling. So the key message here is long term, buy, hold and be patient, and the benefits of long-term investing is a lot less stressful. You don't need to worry about checking the prices every day, but the key is to invest in companies that you believe in. So key is to also invest in companies that you think you have a great future with, especially for long term. There's nothing wrong with day trading, there's nothing wrong with swing trading, but in the long term, I think the benefits of long-term trading and long-term investing are far, far superior. Certainly good data here that we've presented from Fidelity. So I hope that helps. Thank you very much for joining me. Please stay tuned.